Pack Home Media.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast. It's me, McGhee, with Derek Relaford playing with his microphone. How you doing, Derek?
Pretty good. How you doing, buddy?
Doing all right, actually. Not too bad. It was a nice day, no rain. Went down to the river for a little bit with my younger daughter, and we're looking for mussel shells, and found some of those and some little tiny, look like snail shells.
You found cool. Some of those mussels, huh?
Yep.
You need mussels, man.
I know. Hey, Kelsey. Hey, Dottie. How you doing?
Kelsey's in the house. How's everybody doing? Where's everybody watching from? We love that part.
Yep.
We love that part. Although we do have a hefty show for you tonight, so we have to, get to the meat and potatoes soon. Got a lot to cover, but
hey, listen.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. We got some of the regulars coming in here.
Yeah, we always like it when Kelsey drops by.
Yeah, Kelsey's awesome. she's really putting work in.
Yep.
Making all these pages for everybody, keeping their names out there.
We got some Smith Center, some Wichita.
Nice.
I am in Wichita.
T-Town. I love it.
I'm assuming that means Topeka?
I think so.
Yeah.
My last time I was in Topeka, my band played there.
Mm-hmm.
And we drove all the way to Topeka, and I started feeling sick about city limits.
Oh, wow.
And then we played this place called the Booby Trap in Topeka, and by the time we got to the venue, I had full-blown food poisoning.
Oh, man.
So it was awful, Ricky. There was no door on the bathroom. It was awful.
Mm.
And then I'd drive home, stopping every hour and a half to puke. It was awful, but Topeka's a wonderful place. Last time I went there, though, I almost died. I felt like.
I can't remember. I'm trying to remember the last time I was in Topeka. I'm trying to remember.
It's a big town. It's a big city, man.
Yeah, I've been through there a couple times. To actually be in there, it's been quite some time.
Towanda, Kansas. That's a new one. I never heard of that one.
I don't remember if it was the last time, but one of the last times was Bryan Adams' concert over there. And
Bryan Adams. You went and saw Bryan Adams?
Well, didn't actually go see the show, but me and a friend of mine, we kind of hung out back and tried to meet him after the show, which we did. We met. That's
what you're into. You like music, but you like meeting people and taking pictures. And
met him. Went up. He got to go up on his bus. It was pretty cool.
Garden City, Kansas. That's my old city, Tiffany. Spent probably 12 years of my life living in Garden City.
There's Ottawa. There's Hutchinson.
Nice.
Welcome one and all. Burlingame.
Wow. I love how it just goes all over the place, man.
That's cool.
People from everywhere.
I like it.
So
we do have a pretty hefty show.
Yeah, we do.
It's okay though. The more we get on here, the more we can get found, hopefully.
Yeah.
Hope we got a Liberty, Kansas, Jill Gastineau. I see that last name. I think Mark Gastineau will play with the New York Jets back in the
day. Yeah.
I've got
Salina.
Yay,
our neighbor.
Yeah, I don't know about neighbor, but yay, Salina.
In the same 10 miles.
Yeah.
You're close.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, everybody, I want to thank you for stopping by the show tonight. This is Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast, a page Ricky's had going for 9 years.
Yeah, it'll be 9 years on the 27th of this month.
9 years, folks. He's been doing Kansas Missing and Unsolved. Yeah. If you want to be a part of the team, up there in the top right of the corner, patreon.com/KMUpod. Throw a cup of coffee a month at Ricky and help him get this thing going.
There's Pittsburgh, Kansas.
Don't worry about me. As you can see, I'm well fed.
Hopefully the missing will be found safe soon. Hopefully so.
Somebody else had a comment earlier. They said, how many missing kids now? More sites seem to pop up in the U.S.
I don't actually know the numbers. I know Ricky, here lately I've done a lot from...
I don't know. How many we have tonight, Ricky?
Well, I counted them up at 21 cases tonight that we're doing. I mean, there's some adults in there, but I think an overwhelming number of them are juveniles.
So we're doing 21 cases for this week, Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you we're not even touching the surface of missing people in Kansas.
I'm sure.
These are we're covering 21 missing people that we know about.
Yep. Got another Pittsburgh.
Nice.
And there's a Greensburg.
I love Greensburg, man. The big well.
Cool.
Love Greensburg. Well, we have a lot of work to do, folks. We really appreciate you stopping by. Please stick around. You know, we love when you come by and tell us what city you're in. Help us by sharing the show. Let's find some people tonight, folks. There's a lot of people missing right now in the state of Kansas. We're going to show you their pictures. We're going to tell you everything we know about them. And it's up to you guys to sort of share these flyers like you do. Thank you so much for that. And it's up to us to get these stories out there. But without further ado, we're going to get into some cases. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Kansas Missing and Unsolved Podcast.
If you or someone you know is a victim of human trafficking, call the National Human Trafficking Hotline at 1-888-373-7888.
All right, we're going to start off with Adriana Pack tonight, and she is missing from Wichita, Kansas. Been missing since February 21st, 2021. She's 17 years old. She's 5 foot 2 inches tall, weighs between 130 and 145, has brown hair and brown eyes. She is very active on social media using names like Anna Puck or Daddy Anna, but has remained silent in recent weeks. If you have any information regarding Adriana's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9456 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And Adriana, if you're listening out there, let somebody know where you are so they can come get you and get you back where you need to be.
Yeah, and I don't like that the social media kind of stopped, going off. Yeah, not a good situation, Adriana. Like we said, maybe you don't want to contact the police. Maybe you don't want to contact your parents. Contact somebody that can contact one of those people and just say, hey, I spoke with Adriana. She's okay. Even if, we understand we're not telling you what to do, you're doing what you're going to do, but at least let somebody know that you're alive and that, you're still with us. So that way we can start there. Obviously end game, we would all love to see you go back to some sort of, safe environment where there was adults and adult decision makers that could help guide you in a way towards light. But yeah, I think you need to contact somebody, let them know you're okay.
Yeah, definitely. I did a very sad update over the weekend for a 15-year-old that I just desperately don't want to make another update like that again if I don't have to.
Yeah. Yeah. This has been a dark, I'm from Kansas. I live in Phoenix, Arizona now, but I'm from Kansas. And in my hometown in Garden City, there's been some really traumatic stuff in the last couple of weeks. Hometown, we had, a couple of suicides. It's a rough. I feel like Kansas has like a really dark cloud over right now, especially since we're sharing 21 flyers tonight. I feel like there's a lot of Kansans hurting right now, and I can feel it all the way out here in Phoenix. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I definitely agree with Julie. It was very, very heartbreaking. Very, very heartbreaking.
And Kelsey's saying it. You can remain anonymous when you turn in these leads.
Yeah.
For instance, if anybody's seen Adriana Pack, let's say something. Let's say something. Let's make some moves tonight. Let's get this girl home. Let's find out. Let's at least find out she's okay. She's still with us.
Yeah.
This is the time that matters. It's been a little while now. It's been over a month, and it's time to get some answers in this case.
Definitely. I agree completely on that one.
And Kelsey's right. If you know something, say something, folks.
Definitely, absolutely. Even if you think it's small, trivial, minute, it could be very, very huge to the investigators looking for these people.
So definitely. Well, tell us a little bit about Alex Michael Valverde.
All righty. This is one that I actually did today, I believe. Alex Michael Valverde, he goes by Mike. He's missing from Crocker, Missouri. He's been missing since July 30th, 2017. He was 43 when he went missing. He'd be 47 now. He's 6 foot tall, 192 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. His vehicle was later found abandoned at a family member's residence in Swedenborg, Missouri, less than 10 miles from Crocker. Alex's relatives said he didn't know why the car had been left there, but it wasn't unusual for him to park it there. Alex is known to battle with drug addiction. He has ties to Pulaski, Phelps, Miller, Camden, and Jasper counties in Missouri. 2 ponds have been searched in an effort to find Alex or any evidence of Alex with no success. He has an unknown tattoo on his lower abdomen and a tattoo of a cross on his right hand. If you have any information regarding Alex's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Crocker, Missouri Police Department at 573-736-2211 or Missouri's Missing Persons Clearinghouse at 573-526-6178. And see if we can't help get him found. It's coming up on 4 years. So
yeah. I wish this show had funding. If we had funding, Ricky, I would say let's go to Crocker and start knocking on doors.
Yeah.
That's the truth. All these cases we cover, people know stuff. They're just afraid to talk, or they don't know who to talk to. And sometimes, and again, we love law enforcement. But sometimes, we've all seen the movie. Sometimes, even if you go to law enforcement, not a lot's going to happen. You have some bad apples in there every once in a while. So, I'm just, I'm serious. So I guarantee you go around Crocker, Missouri, and you start saying this name, people will either stop talking or walk away because somebody knows a little bit about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if we have anybody, go ahead, Ricky.
I was saying the sad thing is where adults are concerned, a lot of times I hear from family members that when they talk to law enforcement will tell them, well, they're an adult that can be missing if they want to, which is true. But in Kansas, there is a Kansas missing person statute that says when they're notified of a missing persons, they have to take and file a report immediately and have it entered into NCIC and on KBI's website within 2 hours of taking that report. Really, the only big difference between a missing adult and a missing juvenile is when a missing adult's found. If that missing adult doesn't want their location to be known by law, they don't have to divulge where they are. They just basically have to tell them we found them. They're okay, but they don't wish their location to be known.
But at that point, the flyer would come down.
Right, it would.
The police would call Ricky and be like, "Hey, take it down. We found him. He doesn't want to talk about it."
Right. But I mean, yeah, and a lot of times with some of these juveniles, even you run into, well, they're just a runaway or they're just going to run again if we do, or, and it doesn't matter. I mean, this day and age, especially with the internet and the trafficking and the predators and,
doesn't matter.
Even if they are a runaway, did they run away on their own accord or were they coerced or talked into running away? I mean, you just don't know.
It's like you watch like these detective shows and like, our police system, say what you will about it, but given the right circumstances, they can solve things, But the problem is you can't, you watch like the first 48 and you have like 9, investigators working on a case in a big city, and they're working on that case. And a lot of times they can kind of figure out what happened. They have enough to at least go to trial in 48 hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's just a TV show for one. Like they're people don't realize like how many crimes happen a day in the world, So like, but Crocker, Missouri, I think that you said 2 things, like this guy's been known to park his car and walk off. You said there's been rumors of some type of drug issue. So therefore I could see why, and again, no, disrespect towards law enforcement, but I could see how local law enforcement would be like, listen, Alex lived a kind of a wild life. Alex, lived on the wild side. So if Alex is missing, it's really just maybe Alex wants to be missing. So I get like a lot of times, anytime you have any kind of addiction issue along with somebody who's missing, you do have, it's not even just police. You have some people in the local area saying like, well, they were into drugs. So what, it's almost like, well, there was a drug situation going on, so who cares? And that's a really dangerous, apathetic place to be. It doesn't matter what mountain somebody's climbing. If they go missing and they have loved ones looking for them, I mean, it's it's like we have Amber Alerts for kids. I think there should be Amber Alerts for people too. It's like if somebody's missing, we need to find them.
Yeah, some kind of alert. And we're gonna be covering a case later of an 11-year-old girl that went missing in Kansas City, and people are asking why wasn't there an Amber Alert? Well, because the criteria states there has to be evidence of a kidnapping, including a vehicle description and a direction of travel known, basically, for an Amber Alert to go out. Well, there needs to be some kind of an alert to go up when a child is missing but not known to be abducted, just to get it out there and say, hey, there's a missing kid, and let everybody know so they can have eyes open, you know.
Yeah.
Either that or completely restructure the Amber Alert. Something has to be fixed.
Amanda, a lot of streamers do have a situation where you can donate stars. We're not. I was joking. We're not looking to make money.
No.
But it would be different if they were like, "Hey, Derek, Ricky, you guys want a plane ticket to go talk to missing people's families and talk?" That would be, we would, But like honestly, we're not trying to make it. It was just a joke. But long time ago, we used fundraisers through major corporations just to find out who the major star, etc. corporations, to send a letter to them just because how we help kids in the past with school. Yeah. So we were just joking. Anyway, but like, this is, we said 4 years.
Yeah.
This guy has people worried about him for 4 years.
Yeah. And I actually had somebody contact me and ask me about him. So I went ahead and made his flyer this morning and got it posted. So yeah, because he needs to be found. I mean, almost 4 years.
That's a little, it's even 4 months. A lot of times we'll see these younger people that are missing for 4 months. I'm just like, where do you go for 4 months?
Yeah.
Like that's very alarming. It's very alarming when somebody's just not accountable for 4 years, man. Like there's no activity on their social security card. There's no activity on, it's just, that's very alarming.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Alexus Peete.
Okay. This is a recent one too. Alexus Peete is missing from Wichita, Kansas. Been missing since February 23rd of 2021. She's 17 years old. She's 5 foot 8 inches tall. She weighs between 100 and 125 pounds. She has black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information regarding Alexis's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9456 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And again, Alexis, if you're out there watching or you see this, let somebody know where you're at so they can come and get you back where you need to be.
She's been missing 6 weeks, man. That's a long time.
Yeah, definitely. And Kelsey brought up an interesting point earlier here. You can get in serious trouble for harboring a runaway, and that's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, not too long ago, I did post on Kansas Missing the law behind harboring a runaway and the consequences for it. So,
yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Very serious stuff. You don't want to do it.
No.
Yeah, 6 weeks is a long time, man. Like that's.
Yeah.
Like I'm, I have a job, right? And if I missed work for a week, when I came back, like so much stuff would be different, Ricky. Like I might have trouble keeping up. Like Alexis, like your people that care about you, the people that love you. It's been 6 weeks. Like you're both different people now. Like that's extraordinarily amount of time to be away from where you need to be. You're 17. We see a lot of this. A lot of people are like, well, she'll be 18 soon, so she's an adult, so technically she's not missing anymore. Maybe, but I think that maybe somebody that is talking to Alexis, somebody out there that knows she's okay, needs to at least contact Ricky so we can, at least, people need to know if she's okay. We understand maybe she doesn't want to go, like I said, she's almost 18. But when it comes to situations like this, we need to know that people are okay. If there's like radio silence from Alexus Peete since February 23rd, that's very alarming. That's very scary. We need to have, some sign of life, and that's what we release these flyers for. We want people to let us know that they have at least talked to them, and just sort of get the ball rolling.
Right. Definitely. I agree with that completely. Yeah. Hopefully we can help get her found and get her back to where she needs to be.
Right. We have a comment here. It says, did this man have any military in his background?
I didn't see anything in any of the stories that I read and research that I did regarding a military background, so I honestly don't know.
Oh, Irene's here. She's got some pretty... This doesn't sound... She says, last week was so very heartbreaking to me. We gotten some leads on AJ, but no closure yet. Oh my gosh, that doesn't sound good at all.
No, it doesn't.
Well, Irene, you're in our thoughts and prayers over here at KMU, and
Yeah.
You know, we want to find Alexander just as much as you do.
Yes.
But it sounds, you know, if you're getting leads, that's, you know, a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
Because we've been covering that case for a while now, you know, like 4 months. And we haven't heard anything. So a lead, you know.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's been so hard, Irene. It's, you know, there's really no easy way to go about looking for a missing person that you care about. You know, it's just a tough road.
Yeah. Yeah. And Pam's got an interesting comment here. When my granddaughter was missing for 24 hours, I can't even tell you all the scenarios that ran through my head. It was too much. Oh, I believe you. I believe you.
I lost my kid at a park for about 4 minutes. Oh my gosh, Ricky. I lost it. I lost it.
Oh, I bet. You're welcome, Irene, and most definitely welcome. And hopefully, you know, the fact that we keep covering it is stirring the bushes a little bit and helping get some information out there.
Yeah. I've shared this in the Garden City page a couple times. And, you know, like I'm all for, you know, if somebody's behind Alexander not being around anymore, like where we can talk to him, like then I want to make them nervous.
Right.
If anybody's responsible for him not talking to his family anymore, then I want them to feel very nervous. And sharing that flyer and putting this picture on the screen at once a week, I hope it makes them nervous because, you know, Irene's sitting here week in, week out looking for her, you know, her kid, and, you know, it's not looking good. And that's, you know, I hope it makes people nervous, you know?
Oh, yeah. Yep. And there, you know, something nefarious happened to Alex, then whoever did it, you know, they need to be nervous because we're not letting it go away.
No, too many. When I shared that in the Garden City page, too many people reacted to it. People knew who he was. It's not going to go away. It's not going to go away. Irene's never going to stop asking where he is, you know? So,
yeah.
If you know something, say something. Like I said, you don't want to carry that crap around your whole life. It'll ruin you.
Right.
Tell us about Audrey French.
Okie dokie. Audrey French. She's missing from Wichita, Kansas. Been missing since April 8th, which is early this morning. She's 16 years old. She's 5'6" tall, weighs 125 pounds. She has blonde or strawberry hair and hazel eyes. She went missing about 2:30 this morning. She suffers from severe depression and anxiety attacks. She does not have her required medication with her. She was last known to be wearing a light-colored hoodie, black, gray, and white camouflage jogging pants, and white Nike shoes. And I was just looking here at comments on her flyer and was told that she has ties to the El Dorado area, the Udall area, Rose Hill, Hayesville, and Wichita areas. And she's talked about going to Florida, Wyoming, or California. So if you have any information regarding Audrey's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9456 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And some of the information I was given from the person that asked me to do the flyer last night was she has ran before and she has actually made it out of state before. So we need to get this shared fast and try to get her found before she gets out of state again.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like she wanted to, you know, you said she talked about going to, and then you named like 3 or 4 places nowhere near each other. It sounds like she just wanted to go anywhere but Wichita.
Yeah, Florida, Wyoming, or California.
Those are very different places.
Definitely. So, yeah, we definitely need to get this flyer out there far and wide.
Yeah, this is going to be an important one to share because it looks like she was talking about not just, you know, I'm assuming a lot of times when people, you know, run across our show and when their pictures run across your desk, I assume like if somebody's missing from Wichita, a lot of times they're probably still in Wichita, you know? But this seems like one where she's probably not, if she is in Wichita, she's probably not planning on staying there. So this is pretty, and it was just this morning. So, you know, you can't think that she hasn't gotten, you know, she might not have gotten far.
That's good to see, Kelsey. That's good. And I know you're talking about Alex Perez's page there that you did for him. I'm glad it's getting a lot of shares and likes. That's good.
Oh my gosh, look at this, Ricky.
We were seeing a Snapchat on his profile with his candles. It had a message saying that AJ's body will not be. Oh, that is terrible. That is terrible. Why would somebody do that?
On his profile?
On his profile. With his candles. His body will not be found. That is not cool, man. Why would somebody be so cruel?
Irene. Derek Evan Relaford. Add me on Facebook. I know I can't make any promises, but I know some people who are really tech savvy. Maybe they could try to contact Snapchat, see if they could find out who sent that, where they were when they sent that. Like, that's, if it was from his profile, I'm guessing that it was from his phone, maybe.
I don't know.
Oh my God. I'm sorry you're going through that, Irene. That
is just, I hope you pass it on to the police department. I really do.
Wow.
Definitely. And then we have Marie here saying too many girls missing here, like my daughter Adriana Pack. So we covered her flyer first case of the show today. So Maria, hopefully that will help get her found soon and safe wherever she's at.
A lot of people not accounted for right now in this state.
Oh, that's okay. KBI, I've got a hold of it. That's good. I'm glad we did.
Okay,
that's
good.
That's awesome.
I was gonna say you need to give that to somebody that knows how to. And I don't know any of that stuff, but yeah. I know, I have some people that I don't know. They know who wrote it. Okay, well,
good.
Okay, good.
And I have a lot of people asking why so many missing from Wichita as far as the teens go, and I did get a little bit of an explanation on that, and a lot of it. The main reason is majority of the foster kid group homes are in Wichita. So that's a lot of it there.
So a lot of the runners are foster kids.
Yeah.
And that makes sense.
There are some in Topeka, some in KCK, but I guess majority of them are split between Topeka and Wichita. So,
which we cover a lot.
Yeah. Yep. And sadly, a lot of these kids, like the one we're going to cover here in just a minute, this is a repeat runner too. And we've covered her before in prior shows when she's ran before. Dedra Phillips.
I was going to say, I've made this flyer. I've cropped this photo several times since starting the show.
Last time she was missing from Topeka. This time she's missing from Kansas City, Kansas. Since March 27th of this year, she's 16 years old, 5'4" to 5'5", 140 to 145 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. It's believed she may still be in the local Kansas City area, or she may be in Lawrence. If you have any information regarding Dedra's disappearance, of her whereabouts, please call the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department at 913-596-3000 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And Dedra, if you are seeing this, let somebody know where you are so they can get you back where you need to be so you can get things taken care of. I mean, you're 16. You got less than 2 years until you're 18. So, just hang on tight and just get things taken care of if you need to. You'll be an adult soon. You won't have to worry about it.
Yeah. I'm just sorry your life is hard, Dedra. It sounds like like the days don't come easy for you. And I just want to say I'm sorry that, that's your deck of cards that you have. I really do, feel for you. And I think that some of the strongest people I've ever met in my life, some of the strongest and most, driven adults I've ever met in my life are people who came up with a lot of adversity. Yeah. So, Dedra, if anything, you're only 16, but you probably got the heart of gold because you've been through a lot already. You've seen how the world is, and you got to realize that you don't that's not a bad thing. You learn from that and you grow from that.
Right. You know, and I realize that some of these kids, you know, come from a background where there's not a lot of structure, not a lot of rules or consequences for their actions and stuff. So when they get it put into a foster care situation where there is structure, where there are rules, where there's curfews and that kind of thing, it throws them for a loop. They don't like it. So their first instinct is, I'm getting the heck out of here, you know. And I get that, you know, but
it's not safe, Dedra.
No, it's not safe by any stretch, you know. And my older daughter, she has issues with authority with some of the diagnoses that she has, and you know, they start getting stern with her, and she just absolutely hates it, you know. And it makes for interesting parenting, I can tell you.
Yeah, but I just think, you know, even though you're on a missing person show right now, Dedra, I just want to say I'm proud of you for, you know, because I've seen your face quite a few times, you know, and I'm just guessing that things aren't easy on your end of the thing here. And I just want to tell you I'm proud of you for still being here, and I believe in you, and I think that you got a bright future ahead of you. I do think you need to let somebody know where you're at. And, you know, obviously, like Ricky's saying, you got a couple of years before you sort of, you know, go out on your own. But, you know, you have a decision right now. You know, you can grab life by the reins and write your story yourself, or you can, you know, let the world write your story for you. And I don't know, you look like a strong person. I feel like you could really write your own story and make it a tremendous story. So, but again, I'm just really proud that you're still here and you're doing your thing, you know, like, I'm serious. I see these kids on here repeatedly, and I'm just like, I wonder what it's like where they just have to run all the time. You know, it's probably not fun.
Right. Yeah. Let's hope we can get her found soon and safe and get her back where she needs to be.
Thank you. Yeah, Rebecca, we're feeling the same way. We want everybody to be found. No problem, Marie.
Yeah, no problem, Marie. You're very welcome, and I really hope it does get her found soon and safe. You know, she's, you know, I just hope she's safe wherever she's at, and she'll at least make a phone call and say, hey, here's where I'm at, come get me. You know, I really do.
Ricky, tell us about Elija.
Okay. And she's another one that I've done a flare before in the past on as well. Missing from Lawrence, Kansas. Been missing since April 1st, 2021. She's 19 years old. She's 5'8", weighs 250 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. It's believed she may still be in the local Lawrence area, or she may be in Wichita. So if you have any information regarding her disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Lawrence, Kansas Police Department at 785-832-7509 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get her found and back to the same place where she needs to be. So, yeah. And Elija, if you see this by chance, you know, pick up the phone, call somebody and say, hey, here's where I'm at, you know. I want to come back and get things taken care of.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to call somebody.
Yeah.
You know, even 19's young, man. I mean, I was not grown when I was 19. That's just me, though. But, yeah, I was.
You know, I'm seeing comments here about the possibly these kids are running from bad foster homes. The system fails a lot of kids. Marie says, I believe some are bad placements. And I know there's been stories in recent years of, you know, bad foster home here, bad foster home there. And I'm sure there's been a few bad apples here and there. But like I was saying, you know, some of these kids do come from a relaxed background where there's not a lot of rules or consequences or anything. And when they get into that kind of an atmosphere where, you know, they have to be in by this time and in bed by this time and up by this time and out the door to school at this time. And, you know, when there are dealt consequences for actions that they shouldn't have done or whatever, they don't know how to respond or react to that. So their first instinct is they want to run, you know. And I know there's other circumstances and situations like some of these kids want to get back to family, or they feel like they're better off with their friends or out on their own and stuff like that. And, and I think there's just a lot of different factors. But yeah, and I know there's been a history in the past of bad placements. I mean, first one that comes to mind right off the top is Adam Herman, and we need to cover his case again sometime soon. But he went missing from a foster care placement and hasn't been seen or heard from since. But I mean that was a bad situation. But yeah.
Imagine,
and I guess
imagine somebody coming to your house, Ricky, and then like being like, "Hey, Ricky, you have to go live with these people right now."
Right.
I mean, you as a grown man would probably have a problem with that. I mean, that is a very odd thing. Anytime you separate children from their parents, that is like against nature, Sometimes you need to, obviously that's up to the courts and all that, which that's none of my business. I'm not for separating people, but sometimes, there's dangerous situations. But anytime it'd be like, going up to an animal and taking their kid. I mean, it's not like it's just, people understand that there's a break there is. And so it's just a breeding ground for just really a lot of confusing feelings. And I think that's why this show exists, because there's a lot of separating parents from children. Yeah. A lot of times, not most of the time, not because of anything the child did.
Right. You're right. And sometimes it's the actions of what the parent did. And my two adopted daughters, they're the result of that. It wasn't their own doing. It was their birth parents' doing that got them put in foster care. So I was a foster parent for a short time, and we did have a teenage girl that was put in our placement for a while, and she did not want to be there. She made it known she didn't want to be there. We had to eventually, for safety reasons, have her moved. And after a couple of years or so, when she became an adult, she came back and talked to my wife and apologized to my now ex-wife, apologized to her for how she acted, behaved, and treated us while she was with us. So,
but I mean, look, let's be fair. Mm-hmm. So that was they brought a teenager into your house and things went bad. You have two teenagers now that you've raised forever, and things are bad sometimes. Like honestly, just the whole father-daughter, father-son dynamic, mother-father, that dynamic in itself, whenever somebody's a teenager, is a volatile. It's parenting is tough. Like
it is.
Like I don't care. Anybody that says parenting is easy probably doesn't spend a lot of time around their kids. You know what I mean? Like parenting is tough. So I don't know. I think anytime. I tend to not beat people up whenever I see like repeat runners or people running a lot. I get it. Like that's a very awkward, volatile situation, separating somebody from their parents and then putting them with new parents who have a completely different set of guidelines and rules and beliefs. Yeah. It's just different, man.
I'd say for a repeat runner that I did a flyer for, there was one girl that I did I kept updating her flyer because she was continually changing her hair color and hairstyle and stuff. And I think I updated her flyer like 23 times before she was found. Wow. I changed the pictures on it 23 times. And I kept reposting and reposting and reposting.
That's what it takes sometimes, man.
Yeah. Thankfully now she's an adult, and so hopefully she's getting it together and going down a good path. I haven't heard anything about her for quite some time, so I'm just hopefully she's doing good.
Yeah. Tell us about Gavin.
Okay. He's a repeater too, actually.
Wamigo. I got family in Wamigo.
Yeah. Gavin Phillips is missing from Wamigo since March 30th of 2021. He's 17 years old. He is 6'2", weighs 300 pounds. He has red hair and green eyes. It's believed he may be in the Dodge City or Garden Plain areas. If you have any information regarding Gavin's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Wamigo, Kansas Police Department at 785-456-9553 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And see if we can't get Gavin found and back to where he needs to be. And Gavin, if you see this or hear this, give somebody a call and let them know where you're at. It's time to get back and start taking care of business.
Yeah. So they think maybe Dodge City, huh?
Yeah.
I know where I'm sharing this flyer. I have a lot of friends in Dodge City, and this guy has long hair. I'm gonna assume he goes to rock and roll shows, and I know a lot of those. I'm gonna send this to my rock and roll friends, because they have shows every weekend over there in Dodge City.
Yeah. Thank you, Mary. Appreciate that. Yeah, if you can help support, on our Patreon, it helps defray the cost of our flyers and kind of stuff like that. And greatly appreciated.
Let me see.
And, yep, Rebecca, our next show is going to be on April 13th, which is this coming Tuesday. So at the same time.
Yeah, I just sent that to all my musician friends in Dodge City in a group text. Cool. I'm just kind of going on. He has long hair. I'm thinking maybe he likes live music. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Making a guess. Gavin, go home.
Yeah.
April 28th. All right. This is going to be a little bit of a longer expose we're going to do here real quick. We still have quite a bit of show left for you guys. But we're going to do Ricky's going to talk for a little while about Grace Doe. And we actually have 3 slides for you because it was it was a pretty long flyer. So while Ricky's talking about this case, I'll be going through the slides just to let you know, probably not want any kids to watch this. There is a little bit of graphic imagery in some of these flyers and some of these slides. Yeah. So just a little heads up, we're going to show a little bit of crime scene photos and stuff. So go ahead and tell us about Grace Doe.
Okay. Grace Doe, she just recently actually was identified through genealogical DNA. Her actual name is Shauna Garber. Her remains were found hogtied and dumped behind a rural farmhouse on Oscar Talley Road in McDonald County, Missouri, back in December of 1990. She was 22 at the time of her passing. An autopsy revealed she had been raped and strangled about 2 months before her body was found. In 2020, McDonald County, Missouri Sheriff's Office partnered with Orthram Forensic Lab to identify Grace Doe's remains. After partnering with Orthram in 2020, McDonald County Sheriff's Office submitted the woman's skeletal remains to the lab. Orthram extracted DNA from the remains and built a profile they could use to identify her distant relatives. In January of this year, they were notified by Orthram that there were candidate relatives identified for Grace. The Sheriff's Office went down to the list of potential relatives and contacted Danielle Pixler, who is on the genealogical tree developed by Orthram. Danielle said her half-sister, Shauna Garber, had been in foster care in Garnett, Kansas, and went back into state care. Danielle did not know what happened with Garber after she left foster care. After Garber left foster care, Danielle told the Sheriff's Office she had been looking for her for over 28 years. The Sheriff's Office said it will try to trace Shauna's movements before her death to determine what had happened to her. And if anybody has any information regarding Shauna's death, please call the McDonald County, Missouri Sheriff's Office at 417-223-4319. And those are some reconstructions of what she looked like in life. Those are not actual photos of her, but those are reconstructions of what she looked like. And it's nice to see that they identified her remains, since they've been identified since 1990. So it's nice to see that they got them identified. It's nice she can be properly laid to rest with her family and by her family. Yeah, and these are some of the photos that were also shared in some of the news articles that I had seen online. Some of the clothing and the ropes that were used to bind her and her shoes. And again, if you have any information regarding her death, call McDonald County, Missouri Sheriff's Office at 417-223-4319 and let them know, any information that would help them to determine what happened to her and who did it to her.
Yeah, that's just awful, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's unknown at what age that she met her demise. The only information that I had was that she was 20. Let's see if I can. She was 22 at the time of her death, so she was already out of foster care at the time of her death. So she was already an adult. So, yeah, that's very sad, Lynette. I agree.
Wow, that's just terrible.
Yeah.
We have a lot of show to get left to you guys, and we're at the 45-minute mark, so I'm going to go ahead and keep going forward. If you know anything about the Gray Stowe case, definitely, say something. Tell us about Jeremy.
Yeah, we've seen Jeremy on the show before. He's missing from Topeka, Kansas since March 25th, 2021. He's 15 years old. He's 5'5", weighs 185. He has dark brown hair and brown eyes. It's believed that he may be in the North Topeka area, and I'm not sure what it is about North Topeka, but I hear that a lot with some of these that are missing in Topeka, that they're believed to be in the North Topeka area. If you have any information regarding Jeremy's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Topeka, Kansas Police Department at 785-368-9247 or a KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get Jeremy located and back where he needs to be.
Right.
Jeremy, if you see this or watching, call somebody, let them know where you're at. Let them know where they can come and get you.
Topeka. Yeah. They're right, man. It's always Wichita and Topeka.
Yeah, I actually have made and posted a flyer for Desiree Ferris. I need to update it and get it reshared again. See if we can't get some information generated on her, too, because she's been missing way too long, too. 4 years. So, yeah, we do need to cover her in the future.
Tell us about Jesus.
All right. This is Jesus Carlos Quinones Flores. He's missing from Topeka, Kansas. He's been missing since September 14th of 2010. He was 29 when he went missing. He would now be 40. He's 5'6" tall, weighs 155 pounds. He has black hair and brown eyes. Jesus left with an unknown person in a gray 1997 Dodge Caravan with unknown Kansas license plates. Headed to Mexico. I saw one source said it was a temporary tag. It is purported that the associate stored 2 boxes in Jesus' van to transport to Mexico for him. Jesus was returning home to his wife in Mexico and never arrived. His wife suspects that Jesus is deceased. The associate was driving in a separate vehicle, and he reportedly makes regular trips to Mexico delivering clothes, furniture, and money to family members and returns with other property to be delivered into the States. It is possible that Quinones Flores is not a correct name or that he has changed his name. Again, he was 29 when he went missing. He would now be 40. And he's 5'6" tall and weighs 155 pounds. He has black hair and brown eyes and a beard. If you have any information regarding Jesus' disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Topeka, Kansas Police Department at 785-368-9247 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't help figure out what happened to him and where he's at. Because that's, coming up on 11 years.
That's a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yep. See if we can help figure out.
40 years old, man. That's
yeah. See if we can figure out where he's at and help him get found and return where he needs to be. Hopefully he's safe wherever he is. That's my hope for all of these folks is, all these missing folks is that they're safe wherever they are.
Yeah. All right, folks, that is the halfway point. We're going to show you our week 51 located safe reel. You're watching the Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast with Ricky Chibruggi and me. My name doesn't matter. I'm just a guy. Anyway, we'll be right back after this. Thanks for hanging out tonight.
It's always good to see located safes.
Love that. All right. So what's this? I was looking that up over here. I don't know. We generally deal with Kansas cases, Rebecca, but I'm guessing since Kansas has been in existence.
One of the longest ones that I've personally known about and have been involved with was one. There was a gentleman that was missing from Fort Riley since I think it was 1959. And I had a grandson of his Canadian family, because when he fled here, found out he had fled to Canada and started a life there with another woman and stuff. And his grandson contacted me from there and told me that he had been living there, and he had passed. This has been a few years ago. And FBI was contacted, DNA was submitted, and they verified that it was indeed him. I can't remember what his name is now, but that's one of the oldest ones I know of for right now in Kansas. I know there was another one that dated back to the 1800s. I'd have to look that one up. But it's going from Kansas to out west someplace, and they were on a train and acting erratically, and somewhere during the course of the trip from Kansas to there, they jumped off the train and have never been seen again. So... yeah.
Tell us about justice.
And on that one, on the one from the 1800s, there's actually a memorial headstone in Gypsum Hill Cemetery here in Salina for him.
Really?
Yeah. All right, Justice McGhee. She's another familiar face, as I've done flyers for her before. She's missing from Kansas City, Kansas since April 2nd of this year. She's 17. She's 5'6" tall. She weighs between 165 to 200 pounds. Black hair and brown eyes. It's believed she may be still in the local Kansas City area, or she may be in the Fort Scott or Wichita areas. If you have any information regarding Justice's disappearance, or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department at 913-596-3000. Or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And Justice, if you see this by chance, give somebody a call, let them know where you are so they can come and get you and, get you back where you need to be. You're almost 18. You're almost there. Just be patient. Don't rush. Just be patient.
Yeah. Had a lot of 17-year-olds tonight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Got a comment here. Mary Lang from Hayes, Kansas, October 1983.
Yeah, I've got a flyer for her. I need to update it and get it reposted too. Yeah, and I saw Nisi was earlier talking about Kyler Eust trial. Kara Kopetsky's poems were about her then boyfriend were read in court. Yeah, he's accused not only killing Kara Kopetsky, I can't think of what her name is. Jessica Runyons was the other one he's accused of killing. Their remains were found in close proximity to one another.
Wow.
As a matter of fact, they kind of messed with his first name. His name's Kyler, but people are starting to call him Killer Eust instead of Kyler Eust. They're calling him Killer Eust.
Wow.
That's apparently what he is, a killer. But see how the trial turns out. I've been trying to keep up on his trials and see what happens. So that's sad.
It's also about Kirstyn.
All right. Kirstyn Crossfield Miller, missing from Hiawatha, Kansas since April 6th of this year. She's 15 years old. She's 5'8" tall, weighs 180 pounds. She has brown hair and blue eyes. It's believed she may still be in the local Hiawatha area, or she may be in the St. Joe, Missouri area. If you have any information regarding Kirstyn's disappearance, of her whereabouts, please call Officer Shoemaker with the Hiawatha Police Department at 785-742-2156 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And Kirstyn, if you're watching this or hear this, give somebody a call, let them know where you are. It's time to get back to where you need to be and start taking care of business. This running stuff's not very good to be doing. It's just too daggum dangerous.
Yeah, it's only been 2 days. That's long enough to realize it's not a good idea.
Yeah.
Got it. You need to go back.
Yeah.
Hiawatha. I see these names every week. I've never heard of these places.
It's over close to Kansas City.
But they exist. Ricky tells me they exist.
Yeah.
These towns.
Yep.
I like this next name that we're going to cover. Lamaryah.
Yeah, this is the one I was alluding to earlier. That's missing from Kansas City, Missouri since April 5th of 2021, since Monday. She's 11 years old. She's 5'6" tall. She weighs 140 pounds. She has brown hair and brown eyes. She was last seen at 4:30 p.m. near 92nd and Wallace in Kansas City on Monday. She was last seen wearing a gray and white sweatsuit. Her family is definitely concerned about her well-being. If anybody has any information regarding her disappearance, of her whereabouts, please call 911 immediately or call the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department's Missing Persons Unit at 816-234-5136 and see if we can't help get this little girl found and back home where she needs to be. Right. 11 years old. She's been missing for 3 days. Kansas City, that's not good.
No.
So we need to get her found at home. I checked on Kansas City, Missouri's police department's Facebook page before we went live, and there was no updates or anything like that on her case. It's still missing. And Nisi's talking about Angela.
Here, I'm going to say, here, put it down. I'm going to put it in private chat. I got the whole thing from Facebook, so you can read it from there.
Okay.
Wait, never mind. Hold on. I'll send you most of it. It's really long.
Yeah, it chops off at her name right there. So, yeah, if you want to put it in private chat, I'll read it here after a bit.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we just need to get Lamaryah found.
Yeah, 11 years old is really scary.
Yeah, especially, not knocking Kansas City, but it's not the safest of places in certain parts. They're on pace to break their homicide record this year, for crying out loud.
Wow.
Was it a couple weekends ago? 2 weekends ago or 3 weekends ago? They had 5 homicides in one weekend.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, Kansas City, you keep your eyes peeled. If you hear anything, say something.
Yeah, good night, Rebecca. And
have a good night.
Angela Hammond. Now I want to read hers.
Yeah, you'll have to go to Facebook and read it after the show.
Yeah.
Streamer's not going to show it to us.
Yeah. Yeah, 11 is way too young to be out on your own in Kansas City, and I'm well into bed. She's more than likely not on her own. She's got to be with somebody, I would think.
That's freaky, man.
It is. That is.
What's the story on Larry Short?
Well, let's see here. Larry Short's missing from Arkansas City, Kansas. He's been missing since April 1st of 2021. He's 60 years old. He's 5'4" tall, weighs 140 pounds. He has gray hair and brown eyes. He was taking a day trip to Wichita and did not return. It's believed that he may be in Mississippi. He was last known to be driving a white with red striped Kia Soul with unknown tags on it. We don't know what the tag number is. If you have any information regarding his disappearance, of his whereabouts, please call the Arkansas City, Kansas Police Department at 620-441-4444 or 620-441-4429 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. See if we can't help get him located and back where he needs to be. That's kind of interesting. He went to Wichita, and I think he may be in Mississippi now.
Just cruising, huh?
Yeah. Hopefully he's okay wherever he's at.
Yeah. Looks like I'm not gonna lie, looks like an honored kind of guy, Ricky.
Yeah, and you see in Kansas it's not called Arkansas, it is called Arkansas in Kansas. I don't know why that is, but it's called
depends on which side of the state line you're on, what it called, Arkansas or Arkansas or Arkansas.
And some people just call it Ark City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were having trouble finding a picture for Lisa Marie?
Yeah. Everywhere I looked, nowhere to be found. So I've put an appeal with her flyer when I posted it that if anybody has access to
what high school
please let me know. Do it.
You know what high school she went to?
I don't actually.
When I was looking for Time Markarts, I couldn't find a picture of him to save my life, and then finally I contacted his high school, and asked if I could have a picture for his flyer, and they had to ask their lawyers. And basically what happened was their law team basically wrote me a letter saying, hey, we are going to give you this photo because legally we have to. So, but I mean, that's how I found him. I got my photo because, yeah, it's really hard to find photos of some of these, especially 2000. That was a long time ago.
Wonder how many high schools there are in Lawrence.
Probably at least 3. I don't know. Maybe just one. I don't know.
And she's missing from Lawrence, Kansas. Been missing since October 13th of 2000. She was 16 when she went missing. She would be 37 now. She's 5'6" tall, weighs 130 pounds. She has black hair and brown eyes. She had ran away from a shelter for juveniles located in Lawrence, Kansas. There were 2 other juveniles from the shelter who also ran in the same time frame. Those 2 were recovered. However, Lisa was never located. She is described as a Black American, and at the time of her disappearance, she was 16 years old. It would now be 37. She's 5'6" tall and weighs 130 pounds. She has black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information regarding Lisa's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Lawrence, Kansas Police Department at 785-423-4623 or 785-832-7509. Or Crime Stoppers at 785-843-8477, or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And again, if anybody can latch on to photos of her for me, a family member or anybody that may have one, please send them on to me, and I will gladly add them to the flyer so we can get a better idea of what she looks like.
Yeah, I'll look into the yearbook thing.
Yeah. About the man who's accusing his father of being the perp of the Delphi. I hadn't heard about that one. You see if you have any articles or anything on that, just shoot them to me in Messenger or something, and I'll check it into it. He's all over every cold case Facebook group. I'll have to check that out. So I've been following that case. There's 2 high schools in Lawrence. Okay. That'll make it a little bit easier, I think. Yeah, that was a pretty bad deal. They were up there on I can't remember how to pronounce that now, Monum High Bridge. And they were up there, and the one, I can't remember which one of the girls, I think it was Liberty, had the presence of mind to turn on her phone while they were on the bridge, and they got that little snippet of video of him and a little bit of an audio of his voice saying, "Guys down the hill." I've been following that case. Hopefully what the baffling thing about it was initially they released one composite sketch of what they thought the guy looked like, and then several months later they put a completely different composite out and pretty much said disregard the first composite. It was really weird. I don't quite get that one. But I was saying, and the difference between them is the first one depicted a guy being close to 40, and the new composite that came out depicted him being much younger. So it's really interesting.
Yeah.
So I have no idea.
Couple more for you all tonight. This one's Michael Young. This one's he's been missing for about 5 days. Tell us about Michael.
Okay, Michael's missing from Wichita, Kansas. Been missing since April 3rd, 2021. He's 17 years old. He is 6'1", weighs 165 pounds. He has dark brown hair and brown eyes. It's believed that he may be in the local Wichita area or that he may try to travel out of state. A little elaboration on the brown hair. It's last known to be twisted in little twists. If you have any information regarding Michael's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9456 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And Michael, if you by chance see this or hear this, give somebody a call, let them know where you're at so they can come and get you back where you need to be.
Yeah.
It's not a good time to be running. We're friends with Michael's family. His family's been through so much. If you're watching Michael, call somebody, let them know you're all right. Praying for a safe return. Thank you, Sheila, for watching and for your comment. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. Make a call, man. If you're seeing this, Michael, make a call.
Yeah, definitely.
Text somebody. Text Sheila. Text anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Text anybody you know and say, I'm okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Even if you say, leave me alone after that. I mean, just say you're okay, you know.
Yeah.
Send a picture of yourself, something, you know. People are worried.
Yeah, most definitely. So let's see. On to the next one.
Let's go to Trinity and we'll end on Rhonda, okay?
Okay.
So we'll go to Trinity.
Well, we still got.
Well, yeah, we'll do Trinity and then the other two, then we'll end on Rhonda.
Okay, gotcha. Hey, Trinity Fields, missing from Wichita, Kansas since April 2nd of this year. She's 18. She's 5'4" to 5'5" inches tall, weighs 130 to 135 pounds, has black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information regarding her disappearance, you know of her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9456 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And again, Trinity, you know, if you're listening or watching, you know, let somebody know where you're at, you know. I mean, yeah, you're 18, but you're obviously, you know, being looked for because somebody's concerned about you. So, you know, let them know where you're at and get back where you need to be and get things taken care of and you know, just get it taken care of.
It doesn't really matter in my opinion, it doesn't really matter how old you are whenever several people can't find you. Like, you can't find a single person that knows where Trinity is. Yeah. Like that, the age, you know, age doesn't really matter, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
I got that Gavin Phillips flyer just going all over Dodge City right now, Ricky. It's beautiful. I messaged it to one person and he's like, it's everywhere now. So,
good.
Yeah, if he's in Dodge City, there's people looking for him, so we can get him safe. Good deal. Awesome. Tell us about Waylon Patrick.
All right. We've actually covered him before, but a family member has got a hold of me and had me add a couple things on the flyer here. He's missing out of Mitchell County, Kansas since January 17th of this year. He was 39 when he went missing. He's now 40. He's 6'1" to 6'3", weighs 160 to 175, has blonde hair and brown eyes. He lives in El Dorado. He fled from a traffic stop on foot, and a search of the area has not turned up Waylon. He suffers from bipolar and schizophrenia and is believed that he does not have his needed medication. He had also talked of harming himself. Waylon's cell phone was pinged northeast of Beloit and has possibly been dropped by Waylon. The cell phone is currently deactivated, and this piece of information here was something I added today. It's believed that he may be in the El Dorado or Augusta, Kansas areas. He was last seen wearing a dark blue raincoat with no insulation, an orange T-shirt, blue jeans, and one black Nike shoe. If you have any information regarding Waylon's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Mitchell County Sheriff's Office at 785-738-3523 or the Butler County, Kansas Sheriff's Office at 316-320-1294 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And another piece that was added today was the family of Waylon Fort's offering a $500 reward for information leading to Waylon's safe recovery. So if anybody knows anything about where he may be, get a hold of the sheriff's department, let them know, and they'll see that you get that $500 reward if it leads to his safe return.
Yeah. If you see this, Waylon, I know what it's like to not want to take the psych meds. You know what the truth is though, Waylon? There's sometimes like I'll forget to take them for a day, then I'll go 2 days without taking them, just to see what happens. And usually those are my worst weeks. It usually takes me 4 or 5 days to get, maybe longer sometimes to get back to where I feel normal. You got to be careful with that kind of stuff, man. I know it's not fun. Everybody else gets to go through life and just, wake up, drink water, eat food, go to bed. And people like you and me are supposed to take medications so we're firing on all cylinders. It's not fair and it's no fun, but, I promise you, Waylon, I promise you that you are better off to your friends and family and loved ones when you are medicated and you are, firing on all cylinders and are healthy. So if you're seeing this, man, let's make a phone call. Let's let somebody know you're okay. Let's get back on track with your medications and let's get healthy, Waylon.
Mm-hmm, definitely. Definitely.
We got a couple more cases for you folks. We really appreciate everybody hanging out tonight and sharing the show and sharing the flyers.
Yeah.
This one we have an anniversary, and of course it's not a good anniversary. We never like when there's anniversaries like this. But tell us a little bit about Alex LaRusso. You said that his father had reached out to you, and today is an anniversary.
His uncle, his uncle has been. Alex has been missing 3 years and 4 months today. Missing from Salina, Kansas since December 8th of 2017. He was 25 when he went missing. He's now 28. He's 6'2", weighs 175 pounds. He has black hair and brown eyes. Last contact he had with his family was at 4 a.m. on December 8th. He is wheelchair bound, and his left leg is amputated above the knee. Recent information was that the vehicle that he was last known to have been in and driving was located with his wheelchair and other personal belongings in the vehicle, abandoned just kind of northeast of Salina a little bit. Again, he was 25 when he went missing. He would now be 28. He's 6'2" tall and weighs 175 pounds. Black hair and brown eyes. He has a tattoo on the left side of his neck that says pain. You can kind of see it a little bit on the picture with the Air Jordan hat on there. If you have any information regarding Alex's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Salina, Kansas Police Department at 785-826-7210 or call Crime Stoppers at 785-825-8477 or text SA Tips to Crimes, which is 274-637, or visit www.pd.salina.org and follow the Crime Stoppers link to submit your web tip. You may receive a cash reward up to $1,000, and you're not required to give your name, or you can call the KBI at 785-296-4017. And let's see if we can't get Alex located and found and, back home where he needs to be. It's been 3 years and 4 months, so let's get him found. I do agree with that. People shouldn't have to resort to offering rewards for information. They should just do the right thing out of the goodness of their heart, and because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
I realize there's this snitches get stitches mentality, or the fear of being retaliated against if you do say something, or that's why they give you the anonymous outlets to do it where you don't have to give your name, so you can do it and not have to worry about that. So. The avenues are there. Use them. Yeah.
Nobody gets stitches if nobody knows who talked,
Right.
So,
most definitely.
I don't know. I'm tired of people doing terrible crap, Ricky, and then getting away with it because nobody wants to mess with them.
Right.
It's just annoying. There's more of us than there are of them, folks. There's more of us than there are of these dirtbags that have secrets they want us to keep for them. Yeah. Way more of us. We just need to get together and just put them all away.
Yeah.
Speaking of putting people away, we've been talking about missing people right now. Right now, we're going to talk about an unsolved homicide. Mm-hmm. Ricky, this is our last case of the night. Tell us about Rhonda Tribue, Easley, and let's talk about this unsolved homicide out of Kansas City.
Yeah, this just popped up a few days ago as far as the FBI getting involved in it now. FBI Kansas City Special Agent in Charge Timothy Langan announced that the FBI is offering up to $50,000 for information leading to the arrest, prosecution, and conviction of the individual or individuals responsible for the 1998 murder of Rhonda Tribue. Rhonda, who may also have been known by her maiden name Easley, was a mother of 6 children living in Kansas City, Kansas. She was found dead from an apparent blunt force trauma at approximately 4:40 a.m. on October 8th, 1998. Her body was discovered in the roadway at 500 block of South 94th Street near Edwardsville, Kansas. In the early morning hours of that same day, Rhonda had been seen at the Firelight Lounge. Rhonda was known to frequent the Firelight Lounge in the area of 7th Street and Quindaro Boulevard in Kansas City, Kansas. At the time of her death, she was wearing a High Sierra brand dark purple corduroy jacket over a gold lace top, pumpkin-colored jeans, and brown sandals. She is described as follows: female, light-skinned black female, 34 at the time of her death. She was 5'5", 145, medium build, dark brown with deep orange-yellow highlights. Her eyes are brown. Her married last name was Tribue. Her maiden last name was Easley. If you have any information regarding Rhonda's homicide, you should call the FBI's toll-free tip line at 800-225-5324 or submit a tip at tips.fbi.gov. And again, the FBI is offering up to $50,000 for information leading to the arrest, prosecution, and conviction of the individual or individuals responsible for her death. So,
oh my, 50,000,
up to 50,000.
Wow.
So, if you know anything at all, and don't necessarily let the money be a motivator, just let it be the right thing to do, be the motivator, but call it in and let them know what's going on.
Wow.
Yeah. Have you done the Gina Cyphers? I do have her flyer up and posted. We do need to cover her. I think we might have covered her once. I don't remember. But I am putting her in my notes for the next show.
Awesome.
So I'm making my list here. So, thank you, Nisi. Love you too, and you're very welcome. And good night.
Good night, Nisi. We got 37 people watching. Everybody react to the video. Hit that like button, that love button, that side button, however you're feeling. It helps us out as far as the algorithm goes. Go ahead and hopefully you give us some hearts and give some hearts to some of these victims and their victims' families tonight. If you want to give us some hearts right now, that would be much appreciated. Rhonda Tribue, Easley, October 8th, 1998. Somebody took her life.
Yeah.
And there's 50,000 reasons to tell somebody if you know something. And we hit the nail on the head earlier. Money should not be the motivator. If you know something about this case and you've never said anything and you're only going to because of money, then I might feel a certain way about you, but I don't care. Go get the $50,000. Tell them what you know. Solve the case.
Apparently a victim of blunt force trauma. So that's sad. And just, dumped on a rural road, that's just not good.
No.
See if we can help, get the information out there to motivate somebody to talk about it and talk about what they know. That's just crazy.
I can't believe we covered 21 cases in an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, very full show. And actually, and we popped up Alex and talked about Alex Perez a little bit. And hopefully, they can figure out what happened to him and who did it and get him back home where he needs to be. There are grieving children that miss. Yes, definitely, Mondi. Definitely. I agree with that. I did see a brief interview with one of her daughters, and she said they just want to know who did it and why.
Yeah.
They want that closure. So,
and that's most of the time. You put somebody in a cell for the rest of their life. It's not going to bring anybody back. I don't think that there's ever when somebody loses their life due to a jail sentence or a death sentence, it's not like you have a winner in court that day. You have a double loss. Somebody lost their family member, and then them seeking justice ensured that somebody, if not more than one person, lost their life also. There's always two sides to this, to these homicides and stuff. Whoever did it, if they get caught, they're going to lose their life. Maybe not physically, but they're going to lose their life.
Yeah. So
it's just a equally sad, terrible situation. But
it is. Definitely.
I thought this was a good show, Ricky. I really thought we covered a lot of ground. Oh, look, we got a ton of reactions, dude. We were at 31, now we're at 43. Thank you. We love that. We love when people give us the reactions.
Yeah, definitely.
That's awesome.
Greatly appreciated. And great, glad everybody stopped by and hung with us and watched it. And share this show, share the flyers. Let's help these families find their loved ones and get them back home and to get some closure. And Christy Ochoa Breeze, I hope my family gets closure soon about my cousin Alex Perez's case. I agree with that. I hope you guys get closure too, Christy.
Irene was talking about that Snapchat the family received.
Yeah, that just blows my mind. That blows my mind. I just can't believe that.
That's dark. But you know what that is, Ricky? somebody knew about that, and they had to steep the kettle. They couldn't hold on to that information anymore. They're about to bust.
Yeah.
They know what happened to Alexander Perez, and they are about to bust because they cannot handle it, because they feel awful that they know that they're doing something wrong by withholding that. So somebody had to send what they thought was an anonymous, Snapchat to his family, but it's just there's too much technology. It sounds like they know exactly who sent it.
Mm-hmm.
And, I hope that we find out so much about Alexander Perez and his case in the next coming weeks,
Yeah. This happened to her cousin, Marissa Kraft. When she was found, they still haven't found who took her life. And I hope they do.
What year was that, Nancy? Have we covered it? Marissa Kraft?
I think we covered it when she was still a missing person, I believe.
Let me look. Let me look. I don't have one.
Let's see. I'm doing some looking here on Googly.
I don't think it's Marissa.
No, I did do a flyer for her. She went missing in 2017.
Huh. Nancy, message the page. Message Ricky on the page. We're going to cover that one next week.
Yeah.
Message the page for sure. We'll cover that one next week.
Let me add it to my notes here so I don't forget.
You know what, Kelsey? Don't worry about it, because they were just laughing at themselves. Anybody that's here for good reasons, what do I care if somebody's going to make fun of something like this? Kelsey, like, honestly, I have, me and Ricky both have children. We both have bills to pay, which, we both have cars that go to the shop often. Me and Ricky have a ton on our plate. I could care less if somebody laughs at this show or whatever. Like, what do I say to those people that are laughing at something like this subject matter?
Yeah.
How are you feeling? Are you okay? You're going to laugh at missing, endangered, and people that were murdered. You're going to laugh at that. How are you feeling? Don't even worry about this show and what we're doing. How are you doing? Because, that's very, not good. Okay, so Snapchat shouldn't be able to delete messages automatically. I agree.
Yeah, and sometimes that smiley emoji thing. Sometimes it's a slip of the finger.
Yeah, I tend to not get too worked up.
Yeah.
Oh, they were laughing. Oh my gosh.
If they're laughing about that, oh man.
Oh wow. Now that I care about.
Yeah.
They know exactly. They know who sent it, and yet just talking to them was all they did. Don't get it.
Unfortunately, them sending a message like that and proving they had anything to do with it is unfortunately two different scenarios. I mean, somebody could have just posted it just to be cruel.
Christy, add me on Facebook. Add me on Facebook. I live in Phoenix. I work with Ricky on this show. I own Back Home Media. I used to live in Garden City, Kansas. I'm a big fan of Irene. Send me a message on Facebook. Let's talk.
No.
Let's talk. Because I'm all ears. I will help. I will help spread the word about AJ. I don't. I think that if someone knows something on these cases, please contact someone or Crime Stoppers so they don't know you, but it needs to be told. Yes, there is. The girl that posted the Snapchat is a teenager. To me, that should be enough to question, and she should be an accomplice in murder since she's withholding information. Celine, are you from the Garden City crowd for AJ or the Ulysses crowd for AJ? Was it a girl that posted the Snapchat?
That's what it sounds like from what she said. The girl that posted the Snapchat as a teenager.
Are we still talking about AJ?
Yeah. Is that because AJ's her uncle?
Well, no, this is a new. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it was a girl. Yeah, there is a special place in hell for sick. And yeah, you're right, Mondi.
Yep.
So AJ is your uncle, and a girl sent that. Okay. Wow.
Interesting. I mean, even if she just was just messing around, that's still not a cool way to mess around. But, I mean, you could be right. She could know more than what she's saying. I mean, it can go either way. It's hard to know.
Well, she can laugh all she wants, so I'm still going to keep sharing this.
Oh, yeah.
And guess what? Whoever shared this in a Snapchat and was laughing, we're not going to stop sharing this picture. People aren't going to stop asking questions. So if you do know something about this, or you did have something to do with Alexander Perez disappearing, have fun looking over your shoulder for the rest of your life. You've earned it. Like, you're suspect. You're suspect. If anybody knows who you, if your identity ever gets leaked that you sent that, people are going to suspect you of knowing something or being a part of this. So guess what? Here's the flyer. Deal with it. Have whatever feelings you have right now inside, whether it be regret, fear of getting caught, whatever it is, have your feelings, because we're not going to stop showing this flyer, and people are not going to stop talking about Alexander Perez. It's not going to happen. They'll talk about him forever. So things like this don't go away.
Yeah. Kelsey said that she claimed Alex snitched on her dad.
Wow.
Interesting.
Okay. Well,
sounds like they need to have a talk with her dad.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyhow, I want to thank everybody again for joining us tonight and sticking with us tonight. And Belinda is saying, y'all are awesome. Thank you for what you do. You're welcome, Belinda. Thank you for being with us tonight and joining us tonight. And again, our next show is going to be on April 13th. I started to say February. April 13th at 9 o'clock, which is this coming Tuesday. So everybody be ready and stay tuned for that. And till then, everybody, thank you again. Stay safe. God bless. And I'll talk to y'all on Tuesday. Thank you guys for being here.
Well, I don't think it, I thought it, that's different. I said when I said it, I meant it, or lamented. Words given weight without thought in a person, the way that I talk and the way that I ought to be able to pause and to say that the fault can be placed on my arm, to this playful assault, to this race in this arm. Pray for the day they could wait for the calm. You can't control the storm, only weather it, whether it's 5 weeks and 5 days of rain sideways, or scorched earth, search for death, or water left with all the thorns, with the petals